Once you are in your gradebook, we need to create categories. If you are at Evans Middle School, we will be creating two categories named Formative Assessment and Summative Assessment. If you are at Ottumwa High School, you will also be creating a third category named Semester Test. To create categories, we're going to look at the lower left corner of your gradebook. We will click on the plus sign to add new categories. Here, we will give them a name, an abbreviation, and perhaps a color if you choose. Your formative assessments will be your daily work and your daily check-ins. This field here will assign 10 points to every formative assignment that you create. You can set this however you like, but it is meant to provide consistency to your gradebook. You may also edit the points possible as you create each individual assignment. Please always keep this on points. Do not change it to percentage or letter grade. And select OK. We will hit the plus sign again to create our next category. Again, our points possible can be set here so that it will provide consistency. It would assign that same number of points to every assessment you create. Please know that you may change that anytime you create an assignment. Again, we will leave this to points. Do not change it to percentage or letter grade. The next thing I'd like to draw your attention to is the top left-hand corner. Because we are going to be able to copy our grade setup for the entire year, I would like to see you set it for the entire year. Please do not pick semester 1 or semester 2 at this time. For this example, I'm going to select the school year 2016-2017. In this window now, it shows me both semester 1 and semester 2 for each period. This example shows literacy class for semester 1 and literacy class for semester 2. It also shows literacy support for semester 1 and literacy support for semester 2, and so on and so forth. What we will be doing is setting up semester 1 correctly, and we will then copy that entire setup into semester 2. That will allow us to set up all of our classes at the same time. We will not be assigning weights to these categories for advisory or for classes that carry a credit/no credit grading scale, or for things such as reading lab that we will not be giving a letter grade for. The categories and weights are meant to be for courses that are assigned a letter grade. For this example, I will begin with the first class in the schedule for first semester. So I will choose Literacy Semester 1, and in the top row I will now select Grade Setup. You can click on grading scales to see which grading scale is attached to your course, but to create categories and weights, we need to be in the Calculations tab. If you run on quarters, you will have two selections here. If you run on a semester course, you may only see one. That is normal. We will begin with the quarter 1 arrow. I'm clicking on the actual gray arrow, and the screen that pops up then tells how are we grading this quarter. The default is set to total points. I would like for you to change that and select category weights. It will be empty to begin with. We actually need to bring in those categories. So I will click on Add Category in the bottom left. From this point, I will select Formative Assessment and Summative Assessment. Remember, if you are at the high school, you will also have one named Semester Test. Evans Middle School, your formative assessment will be weighted 30% of the final grade, and your summative assessment will be weighted 70% of the final grade. All you do is click in the box and type the number. At the high school, you will have 15% assigned to your semester test. You will then have 55% assigned to your summative assessment, and you will have 30% assigned to your formative assessment. After you have quarter 1 complete, we will hit save. And we will do this again for quarter 2. For quarter 2, then, I'm going to select category weights. I will again bring in my formative and my summative categories. And formative will be given 30% of the final grade. Summative will be given 70% of the final grade. And I will select Save. That completes the setup for semester 1 for this course. Now we're actually going to copy this setup and make it exactly the same for semester 2. To do that, I have clicked on quarter 1. Now I'm going to right-click my mouse, and I see 2 choices here. It says that I can copy the grade setup for quarter 1, or it says I can copy the grade setup for the entire class. I would like for you to copy the grade setup for the entire class, which is the second option. Because we already created semester 1 correctly, now we need to select semester 2 for this course. It is asking you, are you sure you want quarter 1 to be exactly like quarter 3? Are you sure you want quarter 2 to be exactly like quarter 4? That is exactly what we want, so we will confirm. And that completes the setup for literacy class period 1. Now it's going to give us the opportunity to copy that same exact course setup for period 2. I'm going to select literacy support for semester 1 as well as semester 2. By selecting both of those, it's going to set these up correctly for the entire year. Let's hit confirm. Now I'm going to go for period 3. Semester 1 and 2 both need highlighted, and we will confirm. 6th grade will not be adding these category weights to Reading Lab, and the high school will not be adding these to advisory. So I will skip to period 5. I'm going to make sure that I select semester 1 and 2 for this course and confirm. Let's try that again. 7th period, semester 1 and semester 2, confirm. And finally, 8th period, semester 1 and semester 2, and confirm. Next. Now let's just double check and make sure we got everything. And I'm going to just scan through and make sure that I have both semesters for each of my other periods. It looks good to me. I'm going to select Finish. Going back to my score sheet then, or my assignments tab, I would like to show you that when you add an assignment, it is going to force you to choose a category. Notice that because we've used other categories in the past, this list is kind of long. So let's do a little housekeeping. I don't like scrolling through that whole list all the time. So to edit my categories, I'm going to right-click and select Edit. I would like to move my formative assessment and summative assessment and perhaps my semester test to the top of that list, so I'm not scrolling through a bunch of categories that I no longer use. So in front of formative assessment, I will simply put a 1 with an underscore. In front of my summative assessment, I will simply put a 2 with an underscore. If I had semester test, I would put a 3 with an underscore. The next thing that I want to do is I want to get the other categories that I no longer use out of the way. I would also like to gray them out because then it is an indication to me that I'm no longer using them. So as I go through these other categories, I'm just going to clean this up a bit. If these categories were ever associated in the past with an assignment, they cannot be deleted. Now notice that formative and summative assessment have moved to the top and the others have moved down the page. My formative and summative assessments have a color now, which pops out at me. The others have been grayed out. Now when I add an assignment and I'm forced to choose a category, they're at the top here and easy to get to. I no longer have to scroll through all this other business that I've used in years past. The last order of business then would be to change to semester 1 in the top left corner so that you may begin accurately creating assignments and scoring your students.